Solaris år 2001. Melville or Dostoevsky. Yesenian or Jack London. Two astronauts argued about art, values and international relations. Two astronauts argued.
What?
Америка убила иракцев, убила чехов, она убила корейцев и вьетнамцев, распространяя демократию. Don't get me started on Stalin and your talent to suffer under SARS, my friend. Your history is long. You also inflicted scars. Two astronauts argued about art, values and international relations. Two astronauts they speak in two tongues, but still for hours they talk. The same oxygen in their lungs, the same thrill on their spacewalk. Сказал российский космонавт. I met my dog Laika in the sunrise. The American astronaut. Я скучаю по жене и дому. Сказал российский космонавт. Also miss my wife.
Okay.
Just like Charlie the astronaut. Two astronauts argue about art, values and international relations. Two astronauts как светит солнце, свет Бога, как прекрасна голубая земля. Говорится, ты из Роскосмоса. Indeed, search, my friend, with hope on our mind, on a mission for mankind. International relations. Two astronauts argue. Two astronauts.
Oh, come on.
Argue about art. That is an international relations. Two astronauts argue. Two astronauts.
What? What the hell?
Muzika iz starih dobrih dana. Radio nostalgija sa Marsa.
Anna Churchill and arguably the first interplanetary hit, Two
Thank you.
Astronauts, an anthem to the
Took me a
great
while, 4
evacuation,
minutes.
and certainly one of our most
Elevator to
popular
nowhere.
requests. Speaking of requests, please follow Habitat protocols for sanitation. No liquids other than bodily in the main bin, including pee. Some of you don't like it, but all water is recycled.
Graphics
so
are
please
pretty
do
good,
follow
to be
installed
honest.
next
I
to
like
your
the
toilet,
graphics.
please.
Like different, they are
Speaking of pee
different.
and poop, we recently
What?
welcomed our first
Pee and
official
poop?
little Martian to the colony, and our next caller, Sophia, tells us what it's like to be a new mother on Mars.
I'm so happy we moved to Mars. It was a project I funded from the very beginning. I knew it had potential and I trusted the amazing team working on it. As angel investors, my husband and I got early placements in the Ark ship. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to further human survival in our solar system. Speaking of the human project, I have some exciting news. Just a week ago, we welcomed our baby boy into the world. Words cannot express how overjoyed we are at welcoming little Maxim. Putting him to bed reminds me of my parents. From our window here in Tesla City, we can see the Earth, tiny enough to fit in Maxim's hand. It pains me that my child might never experience the beauty of my home in the Hamptons. The nature, coastline, the old lighthouse, and the food, the houses of our friends, our evening parties, full of life compared to this barren, rugged terrain. I send my little Martian to sleep with a lullaby my mother sang for me. Thanks to these songs, I'm able to retain, at least on a rudimentary level, my mother tongue. She sang like this. Shushti, pangu solis, poret moka prosora, noce tifos puštana gra, sa nebeskih svodova. Noce tifos puštana gra, sa nebeskih svodova.
We get ourselves from Mars.
Thank you, Sophia, for that uplifting news and beautiful song. Life always finds a way. Just as precious as a new life is the water that sustains it. You may have noticed that it doesn't rain here on Mars, so another friendly reminder that showers are strictly limited to 30 seconds each, with no exceptions. Corporate is looking into extending this time frame, but is meeting resistance from Section BC, who want the lab rat urine to be excluded from the water recycling program, which would actually reduce allocated shower times to 27 seconds. Want to say in this? Join our sectional weekly meetings and vote while sipping on a relaxing tube of OMAS. Feels good, as it should.
Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Oh. Oh.
High speed on the Autobahn,
Come on.
like spaceship Earth around the sun. A diver's breath in a deep blue sea, bubbles like your thoughts of me. Make up sex on a summer's day, like an airplane on a runaway. Melts like ice cream in the sun, and doesn't fool anyone. Like a desperate man taking his chance, quick as the kiss at your first dance. Keep your eyes open and don't you blink. You'll
Come
miss
on.
the boat before it sinks. Sunlight passes quickly like bursts like a bomb. Like a child in the morning, I could soon be gone. So hold those close and don't waste your breath. The time will come when nothing is left. 'Cause time
Oh, yep. Back hit.
passes quickly. It flies by.
Music is brilliant, to be honest. The soundtracks, selection of soundtracks are brilliant. Maybe as possible. Oh. What we are supposed to do?
High speed on the Autobahn, like spaceship Earth around the sun. Like a diver's breath in a deep blue sea, passes like your thoughts of me.
Exhibition museum. The zombie shampoo. Oh, come on.
Melts like ice cream in the sun. Doesn't fool anyone. Like a desperate man taking his chance. Quick as the kiss at your footsteps. Keep your eyes open and don't you blink. You'll miss the boat before it sinks. Life passes quickly like bursts like a bomb. Like a child in the morning, it will soon be gone. So hold it close and don't waste your breath. The time will come when nothing is left. 'Cause life passes quickly. It flies by.
You're home away from home.
Come on.
Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Life passes quickly indeed. Another blast from the past, reminding us to savor each moment as it flies by. Speaking of savoring things, the Health and Well-being Department would like us to remind you that the popping and fizzing noise your dried food makes when you're adding water is perfectly normal and does not mean it has gone off or is contaminated. The Health and Wellbeing Department would also like to take this moment to remind you to take your bone density pills twice a week now, as it was discovered the original dose is off by a factor of 2. Right, on with the show. Music and dancing have always been a mainstay of stress relief and letting go.
Oh.
Our next caller, Merva, recalls her teenage clubbing days with vivid memories of awkward first kisses and a life-altering club experience invoking a philosophical epiphany.
Stories, memories, the good old days, original sources, authentic tales, hope, inspiration.
No,
Radio
you can't
nostalgia from Mars.
put the ball out from here. You gotta do what?
So, when I was a kid in Vienna, in high school, we used to learn all the German poets, like Best Friends, Goethe and Schiller. But the first poet that actually spoke to me was Heinrich Heine. I knew
Will
a couple
this
of
fight
Heine's
goes?
poems by heart that are now buried somewhere deep in my mind. But one passage about burning books stuck with me. Yes, even till today. So, just to fast forward to college, just a couple of years before the Great Catastrophe, I was walking around Berlin with a group of friends coming from a house party. Phew, I still remember that apartment smelling of potatoes. Yes, because we always made pommes and drank schnapps before heading out. Yeah. And after that, I remember passing by Alexanderplatz on that very, very hot night. And next to me was a guy I liked.
Come
We
on.
kissed before, but I can't say I really remember that. Probably from all the drinking, or maybe he was just a bad kisser. But I can still feel this sticky, sweaty, and very ambivalent feeling of us holding hands. Yeah, anyways, we popped some pills and entered our techno church that, well, now when I think back, I visited more often than my college. And I remember the beat in my chest and all these young bodies moving in this industrial space. I used to love dancing and counting beats in techno songs, but one song was very strange. It just went repetition, 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 and then this female vocal would creep out of nowhere. And then suddenly I felt very dizzy, so I sat on the ground and held my knees closely to my chest. It was some sort of like protective instinct. I was like an animal. And I felt cold sweat dripping down my neck.
you.
Ugh. And I'm sure my guy thought I was completely crazy. And then out of nowhere, the Heine lines clearly came to me. I sat there motionless, surrounded by the ugly, hypnotic, delirious atmosphere. And no effort to recall Heine's lines. They were just there, planted in my head. Wilde, düstere Zeiten dröhnen heran und der Prophet, der eine neue Apokalypse schreiben wollte, musste ganz neue Bestien erfinden. Und zwar so erschreckliche, dass die älteren johannischen Tiersymbole dagegen nur sanfte Täubchen und Amoretten wären. Die Götter verhüllen ihr Antlitz aus Mitleid mit den Menschenkindern, ihren langjährigen Pfleglingen und vielleicht zugleich auch aus Besorgnis über das eigene Schicksal.
Black Pocket.
2 years later, I ended up here, on Mars.
Well, are we in Malaysia?
That does bring back memories of university days and sweaty club nights. Earthly hedonism at its finest. For the record, corporate does not endorse or advocate the use of psychedelic drugs, and reminds you, dear listeners, that Class A drugs are just as illegal here on Mars as they were on Earth. Okay, disclaimer out of the way, we actually have a surprise for Mirva. We tracked down that weird song in her head and dug it out of the archives for all to hear. Grab a tube of OMAS and enjoy the ride while sipping on pure calm.
The deepest tunes, the warmest memories. Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Repetition, 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 repetition,
Come on. Oh, mate. Come on. I am stuck. Come on.
disruption. Procrastinate, hibernate, isolate, masturbate, duplicate, fabricate,
What the hell is wrong with you?
calculate, allocate, accumulate, assimilate, eliminate, eliminate, mediate, dictate, subjugate, interrogate, procrastinate, hibernate,
Far away. Oh. No, won't be skipping. Are you serious? Okay. Where to next? There to next. Thank you. You gotta go here. Come on. What? Oh, come on, mate.
Disruption.
Thank you. We are in Malaysia. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me?
You're listening to Radio Nostalgia from Mars.
Well, what can I say? No wonder that song got into her head. But with a little help from some friends, she pulled through. Another thing that can get into your head is living conditions here
Thank
on
you.
Mars. Life up here on Mars
Thank
can
you.
be overwhelming at times, so along with the soothing Omas drink, no
Gotta go
stress,
upwards.
plus, it bears mentioning that wellness counseling is mandatory for all team members.
As you gradually
regardless of
play,
rank or tenure.
studies are getting
Sessions
difficult
are
and more
confidential and
complicated.
anonymous, but do remember that all conversations are monitored and recorded for security
Okay.
reasons, and you must have your ID badge and sectional access pass visible at all times.
Knew it.
Okay, time for another story. Our last caller for Tussol's show is Francesco, who tells a haunting tale of his last days on Earth as the great catastrophe kicked into high gear.
Stories,
Thank you.
memories, the good old days, original sources, authentic tales, hope, inspiration, drama, radio nostalgia.
Oh, come
from
on.
Mars.
It was an extremely humid summer. My parents would not let me out because of the floods in Italy. My father went outside.
Wow, he's
He was working in the
bad
greenhouse
squirrel.
on the vineyard, and my mother was a doctor.
Don't
She
go.
read Italian
Why?
fairy
Why?
tales to me. I was very small, but I remember many days when our neighbors would gather at our house and make plans. It rained heavily at night. They would only say to me, "Powerful people want to take my great-great-grandfather's land." But one image stuck in my memory. It was daybreak. I woke up and I could faintly hear in the dark, "O Gorizia, tu sei maledetta." Only later I understood the history behind this song.
Come on.
Outside I saw men and women, my father and mother, rifles in their
Gosh.
hands.
Bad squirrel.
My father was crying and singing. I was at the door of the house. My mother
Oh,
turned
come on. So many
and
squirrels.
smiled at me, but it was a mysterious, confident smile.
A little too hard, maybe.
Cara moglie che tu non mi senti, raccomando ai compagni vicini di tenermi.
Shut up. What are you singing? The songs were so good. Oh, we have to part directly from here.
Muoio col suo nome
Oh,
nel
no.
cuore. Of course, I had no idea where
Nope.
they were buried. Traditori, signori ufficiali, la guerra l'avete voluta. Scannatori di carne venduta.
So we have to put the ball in the movie. Left.
12 years later.
Yeah, tell you later, I was on Mars playing my second part.
People who killed my parents found me in Italy and recruited me.
Oh.
Saved me, you can say. It is ironic, no? My parents fought.
Come on.
I cannot say I'm free here on Mars. They took
What?
my semen this morning for the population increase program. Here on Mars.
Come on.
Often in the middle of the night, I hear my parents sing. Oh Gorizia, tu sei maledetta per ogni cuore che sente coscienza. Dolorosa ci fu la partenza e il ritorno per molti non fu. O Gorizia, tu sei maledetta.
Thank you.
Per ogni cuore che sente coscienza. Dolorosa ci fu.
Still a little very far away. Let him move closer.
Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Oh, come on. Thank you. Okay, and then here. Wow. Whoa, we are very far away from home. Where is he? Oh, he's there. The music is so good, to be honest. Oh, nice. No, we don't want to skip. It's challenging and I like challenges. Come on, what are you doing? I'm gonna move closer. Oh, come on, you almost had it. Are you kidding me? You're gonna drop somewhere? If yes. What? Thank you. You just drop it for me? You would do that for me? Thank you, seagull. Oh, you're so cute. I'm gonna pod directly. That was only second chances. Potty it! Oh. Potty it! We gotta go to that diggy dopey mine. Diggy dopey mine. Okay. And well, the music is so relaxing that you just want to play and play and play. Okay, what we are supposed to do here? Oh, little further. Could have done it. So relaxing music. Oh, we're gonna go from here. Oh, there he is. Come on, you could have done better. Oh, come on.
The deepest tunes, the warmest memories. Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Well, that brings us to the end of the show. It's been a real journey. Music, stories, and memories. Radio Nostalgia from Mars has it all. If you want to be involved with RNFM, have a story to tell, a memory to share, contact us via the usual internet channels and leave a short message outlining your contribution. Once your story idea is vetted and greenlit by corporate, we'll track you down to propose a time to Please note that not all stories are accepted, and we are not committed to the criteria.
Space shuttle.
And ideas are submitted at your own risk. A big thank you to our show sponsor, OMAS, the no stress, no fuss drink for the ultra elite. And a big thank you to corporate for allocating us this precious time and their resources on this tight beam to you. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been a pleasure to take your hand. We're playing out with Crowded in My Mind, a song that always reminds us that no matter how cramped and stuffy we feel, in the end, there is always a breath of fresh air in memories of blue skies.
Muzika iz starih dobrih dana. Radio Nostalgija Samas.
Come on, are you kidding me? Oh. Thank you. What? Okay, here is it. You gotta go on the. But come on, you could have done it without. What? What was that? Thank you. Okay, to Mars.